Buddy, this is Carla and welcome back to the studio, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Throwback Thursday. So I am going to put this out there first and foremost before I get started. I am recording this the Wednesday evening before Thanksgiving, and this will be, well, when you're watching this, I have clearly already scheduled and posted it to be viewable. I'm doing this live, kind of like as a private video, so nobody knows that I'm on. But I just wanted to mention that if for any reason I mess up on something, or if I flub on my words or whatever, I just want you to know it is late at night. It's actually after midnight on Wednesday evening. One of the reasons why I'm doing this so late is because, well, I worked today and we got to shut down early, but then I had to do a little bit of running around. And so, of course, when I came back, the one big task that I had to do is what I am bringing for dessert for Thanksgiving dinner. And that would be a homemade cheesecake. So, yeah, so I'm kind of doing this kind of late. And if you may hear my dryer in the background. So, yeah, doing a whole lot of stuff. And I will say I'm exhausted, but these video, not only this video, but then I also have one for my Thanksgiving one as well. So that will be posted just a little bit after this one. Okay, so let's get going and let's get through this Throwback Thursday so then I can go and do my Thanksgiving one. So for this Throwback Thursday, I am using the Christmas in the Making stamp set. This is a red rubber stamp set. Now it's standalone. There's no dies that came with it. There's no punch that comes with it. So we're going to create 2 cards using this set, and we're actually going to use every one of these images. So let me set this aside and let me bring in what I'm going to be using for my first card. Now, on this, because of just working to get a lot of things done so I can do my video, I have not printed out my little cheat sheet that gives me all the measurements. And let me just kind of straighten this out a little bit, and hopefully you can see everything. Let me just check. I'm looking at my laptop screen, and let's see. And there's also, of course, a little tiny delay, and just want to make sure that we got this straight. Okay, so that looks good. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Okay, so again, I don't have my little cheat sheet with all of my measurements, so I do have my ruler sitting right here that I will be using to let you know what the dimensions are, plus all the dimensions of everything, and the supplies will also be in the description of this video. So to start off, I have, for my card base, this is a piece of basic white thick. It measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4.25. I also have another piece. This is the regular basic white. This, I believe, is 5.25 by 4. Yeah, this is 5.25 by 4. And I have, ahead of time, embossed it using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. This is a current item that is in our annual catalog. So I went ahead and I embossed that ahead of time. Just trying to save some time on different things I got to do, because there's going to be a lot of coloring in this one. Also, out of a piece of shaded spruce, I have punched out 2 circles, and this is the one, and hold on, this I believe is the 2 1/4. No, it is, hold on, it is the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and this punch is actually in our online exclusives. Okay, and then I have a strip of basic white. This measures 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. So we're going to stamp our greeting on that piece. And then I have another piece of basic white. This is scrap, and we're going to stamp on this. So let me get my blocks here, and I am going to pull these two images right here. So we got this one, and then with this one right here. Okay, and then I'm going to need this greeting as well. Okay, so let me put these on my box. Now I'm not stamping the entire image. I'm only focusing on the top portion of it. So yeah, these stamps are going to hang off of this block. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm also going to bring in a piece of scrap paper in the event that we stamp off of our piece of basic white. Alright, so I'm going to ink up this one first. So I'm really just focusing on the top portion of her, and then I'm getting down to where some of the skirt is. Okay, and then this is going to get stamped right here. Okay, and then let's do our other one here. So I make sure I get a good coverage of ink on my stamp. Okay, and then this one, let's stamp this one right here. I'm just going to hold it down for a little bit so that way that ink transfers. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to set that aside, let that dry a little bit before I start coloring it. So in the meantime, I'm going to clean these stamps. And so this is a very busy video week as well. So there's this Throwback Thursday, there's my holiday, my Thanksgiving one that I'm going to be doing as well. And then either tomorrow night, so Thanksgiving evening, or extremely early on the Friday afterwards, I will be doing what I call a kinda live for my Friday night live. Typically I go live every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and this time I'm kind of pre-recording it because one of the things that I do, and I'm going to adhere this embossed piece onto my card base, the Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, I am not one of those that wants to go anywhere near any stores. That's why I ended up going out today, and took care of what I had to take care of because I just don't want to do it on Friday. Now, when I put this down, up at the top part here, you're going to see there's like less snowflakes, and then down on the bottom here, you got a lot more. So this is going to be my bottom. So I went and I took care of what I needed to take care of after I got done working. We got done at 3 o'clock today. So went, took care of that, came back, and then I took care of, doing my cheesecake, doing some laundry, and just trying to get stuff done. Now I still got stuff to do for tomorrow. One of the other things I also did was I made I made cranberry sauce, homemade. So let me get my block for this. And let me make sure that this is straight. There are stickers that you can put on this, but I think with this stamp set, being that it's older, I think the labels on those are not the best. Okay, so that looks straight. Okay, so for my greeting, I am going to bring in my silicone craft sheet to put underneath this. It'll be a little bit easier for me to see that. And then I am going to stamp my greeting using shaded spruce ink. Okay. Let me move this down a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing. Hopefully this is straight and it's in the middle. Not bad. We're going to go with that. Let's close this up. And so I am not hosting Thanksgiving dinner. I was invited over to friends. So my contribution is the homemade New York style cheesecake. And then I got some strawberries I have to cut up for it. And then that cranberry sauce as well. So did all that, cleaned up my kitchen, and did laundry, run the dishwasher, a whole lot of stuff. Whole lot of stuff. And I have no clue what time I'll be going to bed. I can tell you that. All right. So the shaded spruce circles, that is my 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And for these, I am going to punch it out using the 2 1/4 inch. Now on this, I think I'm going to have to trim some up at the top. So I'm going to bring in my little guillotine paper trimmer here. And I'm going to trim some off. Okay. And then let's come in. And again, I'm looking for most of the top of her. So punch that out. And then the same on this one. Let's see. I want to make sure that trying to get the post of the mailbox straight. Okay, so that is that. So now where's that paper I just had? I'm going to put that underneath this. Okay, so now the colors that I'm going to use to color this in. So right off to the side here, I have all of my blends. Let's see. Um, for her hair, I'm going to use, now when these first came out, these are the natural tone blends. When they first came out, they had numbers. This one is number 200 and it's the deep. So I'm going to use this to color in her hair. And I'm going to use the brush tip, and I'm just going to do a very light touch and coloring it because these images are not very big. Okay. All right, and then right down here. All right, and then while I'm at it, I'm going to kind of color her in at the same time. So her hair is going to be the same color. Okay, so let me close this up. And then, let's see, I am going to take my dark shaded spruce and I am going to color, whoops, that brush tip is a little bit frayed. So I am going to just color in the top and the bottom of this ornament that she has in her hand. And again, the image is really, really small. Okay, then I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to take my light real red. Let's see, how's my brush tip on that? So I'm going to do her dress in red. So the real red is really going to be the primary color in both of these images. So I'm just going to fill this in using the light dark red, and then I will come back in with my dark to add some of the shadows. Okay. Now see, if I was doing this video like I've done the ones in the past, it's been a couple of months now, this would be the part where I would have it sped up and there would be some pretty cool music playing. But I have found that if I just do this video as a live and do it in private mode, then it saves a whole lot of time, because before I would have to take these video clips and I would have to upload them, and it's very time consuming when I have to do that, because I use Canva to put it together and add the music and stuff. But for some reason, when it comes to uploading video clips, even though it's within the size limit, for some reason it likes to freeze up, and it just takes me a really long time to get those clips uploaded. So I found that if I just do this as a private live, then I can just go in and I can add all my descriptive stuff and then just schedule it, and I'm good to go. Okay, so that's her. Let me bring in the other one. And I'm going to do her hat. Okay, and then we'll do her dress. Okay, let's do the skirt. Alright, so let's see what else needs to be done with this light red. I think I have gotten everything that I need. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. Now, I'll use my dark red, but I'm going to let those dry just a little bit before I add that on these because the images are so small. I'm not doing like a lot of blending where I'm going to risk, you know, going outside of the stamped image. So, yeah. Okay, so let's be white. So, yeah, I'm going to let this lighter one dry, and then I'm going to kind of do some outlining with that dark red. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to color, I'm going to bring in what I'm going to use for the skin tone, and I'm going to use the light. This is number 900, and I am going to color in her face and her hands. Okay. Okay, so that's her. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if I finished what I was saying before. I'm good at doing that. One of the reasons why my Friday Night Live is going to be a kinda live, meaning I'm going to be pre-recording it, because that Friday after Thanksgiving, and typically I try to get it done that Friday. Sometimes it may go into Saturday as well. Uh, I will be decorating my apartment for Christmas. And I like to do that early so that way I have time to where I can enjoy it. So when it comes to that kind of live that I'm going to do, it's just deciding what color I need. I'm going to bring in my light shaded spruce, and I'm going to do this greenery on that pole, but I'm also going to bring in the light pecan pie, and I'm going to color in that post for that mailbox. So because of that, I'm going to pre-record it, and I actually have one whole card done and designed, and I am into my second one, but I still got to come up with the third one. And yeah, so I don't know if I'll have the energy in me to record it, you know, when we get back, well, when I get back tomorrow evening. We are having dinner fairly early, so yeah, I'm gonna either try and get that recorded uh, Thursday night. I gotta remember I'm doing this on Wednesday night, but on Thursday night, finish up those cards and record it, or just get them designed, and then on Friday morning, very early in the morning, go ahead and record that and get it out of the way. Oh, by the way, this is light smoky slate that I colored the mailbox in. Or I said, get up really early on Friday morning, get it done, and then I can spend the day getting the decorating done. Now, the reason why I decided to also do that is because once I get started on doing all that decorating, I don't want to, I just want to get it done, and I don't want to have to, at some point, then I have to stop and, kind of get myself cleaned up and everything before I can, come and do my live. So I just decided that I would pre-record it. Also, next Friday, so the Friday of next week, so December 6th, I believe it is. Yeah, December 6th. At my church, the women are having a Christmas dinner. And actually, one of the other things I'm doing is I'm making these little ornaments as well that I still got to finish. I got 60 of them done. Got another 40 to do. But I I am making 100 of them, so that is a lot, but I just want to make sure that I have enough. And I know I'm going to have extra left over. All right, so then I'm going to come in with my dark real red, and I'm going to just go and do my shadow areas. And I'm not going to worry about, blending this in with the light. Yeah, so Saturday, the plan is to get those done. So then that way on Sunday when I go to church, I can bring them and they have them. So when they go to set everything up, they have them. And yeah, so very busy few days here. So it is feeling a little bit overwhelming, actually, just trying to get all that stuff done. And the thing is, I know I'm going to be tired. So I'm definitely going to bed way too late. Alright, so that's that one. Let's do that on this other one. Okay. Right. And then have her hat. And this bow. Okay. And we got this bird here. And then her purse. I'm going to do that in the dark red. takes care of that. Then I'm going to take my dark shaded spruce and these little holly leaves here that's on her dress. I'm going to color those in. Okay. All right, so those images are colored. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do that's going to make these images kind of pop, and actually I see that I need to touch up right down here on her purse. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do that's going to make this pop, I'm going to bring in my dark pool party, and I'm going to outline these images. Okay, over here. Okay, so that is done. And what's going to happen with this pool party, it is going to lighten up a little bit when it dries. So I'm going to set her aside. And then let me bring in the other one, and I'm going to do the same thing on her. Okay. And then we got this little spot right in here. Okay. So you can see that just by doing that outlining, it does make the rest of the image pop a little bit. All right, so let me move this out of the way, and let's go ahead and assemble our card. So I'm going to bring in my liquid glue, and I'm going to glue both of these onto the shaded spruce circles. And there'll be just a little bit of a border. Okay, let's do the same for this. center this. So, okay, and then let me close this up. All right, and then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, and I think I may have to grab another package. Hold on one moment. I know I'm going to need more than that. Okay. So I'll put that back over there. All right, so I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back of these. All right, so let me bring this in, and then I am going to take this one here and I'm going to add her. Let's see. I'm going to add her right about here. And then let's get this one. And then she's going to go over here. Now what I want to do is I want to look at the post of the mailbox, and I want that to be straight. So I'm going to try and line these up to where they're going to be even, or as close as even as I can get it. That don't look bad. Okay, then for this greeting, I'm going to run my seal on here, and then this is going to go right across. I'm lining it up with that edge of that embossed piece of basic white. Let me see if that's straight. That looks straight to me, and I'm going to press that down. Okay, and then for my embellishments, these are the Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels. These are in our annual catalog, and I have a whole lot of these little small ones, so I'm going to use 3 of those. So I'm going to add one right here. And we'll add one right down here. And then one more right up here. Okay, well, there is our first card. Let me close this up. Move that out of the way. And there's the first one. Okay, so let me put this aside. And let me bring in what I need for my second card. So this one, we're going to have a bit of a pop of color on this one. Okay, so on this one, let me bring in my pieces. All right, so this is Granny Apple Green, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of Pretty in Pink, and just like with that basic white, I embossed it with that Snowflake Sky embossing folder. And then I have a scrap of basic white. So I will start with folding and burnishing this card base. Okay, and then I'm going to add some adhesive to this piece, and again I want my top to be where it's more open with these snowflakes. I don't know if you're able to, well, yeah, you can kind of sort of see it. All right, let's add some adhesive here. I know I'm coming to the end because I can see that bright orange. All right, so I'm gonna take this and center it on this card base like so. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. Now let me bring in my stamp set, and this time I'm gonna use this greeting stamp that says it's the best time of the year, and then the other female image that's in it. Let me take these and put these back in, so that way I can use these blocks. Okay. All right, so now let me take her and put her on there like so. And then my greeting, I do want to look at this so to see that I am putting it on straight. So that way when I go to stamp it, I'm going to basically just check and make sure that the bottom edge of my block is straight to the cardstock, and that's how I'll stamp that as straight as I possibly can. So we'll see how well we do with that. All right, so let me get the bone folder put away. All right, so on this one too, I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink. Ink this up. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp her kind of like over to this side. Now I'm not worrying about if she's straight or not because I will be die cutting this piece, but it's much easier for me to stamp it first and then die cut it, and instead of trying to make sure that she's lined up straight. And okay, so that's done. Let me set that aside so that dries before I do any coloring on her, and I'll clean this in the meantime. All right, and I'll put my trimmer away. All right, so let's put our black away. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to die cut this first. So for this, I am using the Radiating Stitches dies. These are an online exclusive item, and I'm pretty sure that they're still available. The online exclusives, it's one of those things where we really don't know how long they're going to be there. So yeah, so I didn't check before I started doing this video. I should have. Okay, so I want to kind of move this over, kind of go up a bit. I want to try and make sure that this is straight. Okay, now I do have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but for this I'm using my electronic Empress to die cut this out. So I will be right back. Okay. Oh. All right, so we're done with that die, and we're done with that. So there is our image. I could see that I didn't get a really dark line right in this area, but it's okay. We're gonna we still have lines there, and we're going to be coloring this one in as well. Okay, so then for my greeting, I'm going to bring in my Pretty in Pink ink. Okay, and let's look at this to see if it's straight. Let's ink this up. Okay, I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to stamp this right up in this corner right here. Okay, so not bad. Get my ink pads out of the way. All right, move some of this stuff because my space tends to fill up very quickly. All right, clean this really quick. All right, so now for this one, so for my cat, I'm going to bring in my light crumb cake, and I'm going to color that cat in. And for this, I'm really not going to worry about adding any shadows on the cat. Okay. Then for her shoes, I'm going to bring in the dark crumb cake. I'll do her shoes. Okay, maybe I will add some shadows here with the dark. Okay. Then for her skin, I'm going to use that same number 900, that light number 900. And we got her hand here. And then let's get her legs. Okay. All right. Next. So for her pants, I'm going to bring in both my light and dark Summer Splash. So I'm going to start with my light, and I'm going to do her pants. And again, the image is pretty small. Let's see, I think I got all of it. Okay. And actually, I'm going to do her hairband too. Okay. All right. And then let's see what's next. I am going to take my light Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do this this present that's in the background here. Tell you one thing, sometimes taking these caps off of these blends is a little painful. Not gonna lie, they're really on there. Okay. All right. And let's see what's next. Let's take our dark Granny Apple Green. Okay, our brush tip looks horrible, so we're going to bring in the bullet tip. And then I'm going to do this gift down here. Okay. All right. Then let's see. I'm going to bring in my dark, excuse me, Pretty in Pink. And I'm going to do the bow on this gift. Okay. And then I'm also going to do the bow on this one too. And let's see, we'll kind of do this on the top there. All right, and then let's get our light Pretty in Pink, and I'll do this gift in her hand, and then I'll do the bow on this gift here. Right. Let's see. I got my dark Summer Splash, and I'm going to do the bow on the cat. And then I'm going to do the shadows on her pants. All right, and then I'm going to take my light pool party and I'm going to color in this gift down here. All right, let's see. For our hair, I'm going to do the dark pecan pie. Alright guys, hold on one second. I gotta turn my fan on. I'm feeling a little warm right now. I think that going all day is starting to get to me, so let me get this done. Okay, so I'm gonna take my light lemon lime twist and I'm gonna color in her sweater, and actually I see a part that I missed on her pants right in the back here. Okay, so the light. Alright, and then I'm going to take my dark and I'm going to do the cuffs on her sweater. Okay. I'm going to add this shadow. Alright, so we got one more step to do on this. Just like I did with the other one, I'm going to bring in my dark pool party and I'm going to outline her as well. So we'll start here by the cat. Okay, and then we just have in here. Okay. Whew. All right, so now I'm gonna take my dimensionals, add some on the back here. All right, now these edge pieces, I'll still use those, but I'm just gonna use regular dimensionals. Okay, let's take these off. Okay. Get this one? No, I didn't get that one. I missed one. All right, let me bring in my card base. Let's make sure that we got it the right direction. And then I'm going to center this like so. And then again, I'm going to bring in these little iridescent pearls. And I'm going to add 3 of these smaller ones. As I can pick it up, actually it's on my finger. Add one down here. Another one up here. And then one more right over here. Okay, so there is our second card. Sorry about the shaking. So there's our second one. So definitely these are the types of cards that you wouldn't want to mass produce as far as your Christmas cards go, because as you can see, it is a little time consuming on doing all of that coloring. So I thank you for joining me for this episode of Throwback Thursday. Again, this is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all of you that are watching that are from the US. And I will be back in a little bit. There'll be another video posted. That's my actual Thanksgiving holiday video that I am going to do. So I thank you for joining me. Now, if you like these projects, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel, share the video as well. All of that, and even commenting, all of that helps with YouTube and getting my videos out there. So it helps me not only building my channel, but then it also helps me in my building my Stampin' Up! Business as well. Now, one thing that I will mention, because being that this is the 28th of November, the new January to April and January and February celebration catalogs. As demonstrators, we have seen the catalogs. Uh, I will be getting some catalogs. So if you are not working with another demonstrator and you're here in the US, and you would like one, now it's not just those, but I still have some of the holiday mini ones that are still, it's still current until the end of December. And we still have our annual catalog. So if you are interested, my email is in the description of this video. Just simply send me an email with your name and your mailing address, and I will get that out to you. And again, only if you're in the US and if you're not working with another demonstrator. I only say that because there is not only a cost with the catalogs, but then also the postage on mailing them as well. So with that, I am going to end this video, and then I will be back with another one for my Thanksgiving holiday special video. So until then, everyone, happy Thanksgiving and have a blessed one. Bye bye.